Alright, we should be live by now, so welcome back. This is the technical route split that changes pretty much nothing about the story. But I'm including it anyway. So we're gonna go with the Nadesco.
I think that's even a choice.
I know, right? So yeah, we fly all the way out here.
She still has all of our biscuits. And she ain't gonna share.
Like, I think literally the only thing that changes about this stage, other than character reactions, when it comes to choosing Nadesco or Archangel, I think literally the only thing that changes is where you start on the map. I would have to check. But otherwise, it's basically the same fucking stage. Okay. So, what to send?
Isn't it kind of insensitive to use the word aliens if pretty much everybody in your group is from different planets?
I know, right? They don't seem to mind though, so whatever. Let's see. Yu's already deployed, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's already out there.
Okay, so
Boss Borat, of course.
I'm thinking. You know,
I mean,
let's do the blue.
Do you already have it?
The Vorlent.
Yeah.
And let's do Dan Cougar. No, not Dan.
Yeah.
Let's do a Keto. We haven't used a Keto in a little while. So.
Yeah, that works. I was about to ask, do you already have a healer lady?
You go right there. And you go right there, I guess.
Get the guy that's like really... no, I think that's a Keto, so that's not gonna be a problem.
Yeah, Keto can just fly. So yeah, that looks good. So let's just do that. Alright. Scramble, guys.
Just so I can put you back on the ship.
Yep. It's your sister, Yulia. Who do we have as our sub-pilot right now? Katia, okay. Right. Everyone to the ship.
Because that's kind of how it always goes.
Well, I mean, it's the quickest way to move everybody. So, why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah, it's a shame there is just no option to be like, just have everybody in the ship already.
Yeah, right. You, come on.
Whatever. You can just pack him in there after you move to Nadesco.
Okay. Now let's zip on over to him. Where are they? Oh, they're over there.
Well, get a little bit to the top more, so they can, so they will align nicely for
We
some
don't have
torture.
enough will for a map attack, unfortunately. That said,
Yeah, around there and to
let's
yeah,
put him right here.
yeah, that works.
So, alright, start shooting.
And done. None of them are aligned for the... None of them are aligned for a, whatchamacallit, a combo.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Too bad you can't do combos on diagonals.
I don't even know how you would set that up, though.
I mean, right at the corner.
I suppose.
Yeah, you see, in between those two, well, the one guy that just died,
Right.
and slightly to the right.
Sand. Okay. No, not Hime.
Shouldn't he be closer to...
He'll be fine. I'll have Saisaishi backing him up. Meanwhile, Domon doesn't have to care. I love how much damage he does. May, you can fuck off forever.
Shouldn't they be underwater or something?
Well, Hime, it doesn't matter anymore because, she now has
all A?
all S, yeah. She has all S now.
Okay.
Whereas you, I don't think does yet, so I'm gonna have to submerge him next turn. Arrive soon. They're not really a threat. Stab. And last but not least, Vorlent. Not a single hit. Good so far.
These kinda suck. 6% milk.
Why is it always in terms of milk with you? 0%.
Ah. Shouldn't they be the fast ones?
Nah. Because the M9s don't have hover yet, I'm gonna have to be really choosy about how I place them.
Unless you don't want, unless you want them to swim.
Yeah, which I don't.
I mean, one of them has a shark fin, so...
True. Animators hate drawing the Arbalist. For some reason.
I don't really understand that.
Me neither.
And I don't really understand why that would be a reason to not adapt an anime.
Right.
But then again, we're talking about Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the same country that houses Sega, and they never really made sensible decisions. As much as I love them.
Damn it. Just out of reach. What if I do this? No, it's still out of reach. Son of a bitch. Okay. Can Argo
You can hit
reach?
something.
No. Why does she have support defense? That just makes this bonus really annoying. No. Rose bit. Oh, he's got a better range. Okay. Are you serious? Ah!
You're just really bent on not being able to hit those two guys.
Alright, let's try this then. Nope, even he can't snipe it. Alright. Saisaichi! You can't move far enough, I don't think. Even if you could, yeah, you're still out of range. Alright.
Wow, this is some puzzle robo shit right here.
Hime can do it.
I mean, she is the main character.
Shut up. As long as this doesn't kill Julia, I'm fine.
I doubt it.
Oh yeah, she ain't gonna die. See you later. Very little damage. And then in comes Akito. It's amazing how the airframe is arguably the best one for Estebal's, but it gives you the weakest bonus attack.
So it's all stats.
Pretty much. There we go, so now we don't have to worry about accidentally hitting Julia. So... I'm just gonna kind of scoot everyone forward. Yeah.
Well, everyone who doesn't have to swim.
Indeed. So...
It's so weird that they're pretty much one unit, but they level up at different times.
Who specifically?
I mean, Pegasus and, you know...
Yeah, Pegasus and Blade.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why in W you can't separate Pegasus and Blade once Pegasus comes into the picture.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Why would you ever?
Well, to abuse the glitch concerning them.
Yes, but I mean, like, in ways intended by the game devs.
I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of either have one really good unit or one good and one eh. I mean, we already have enough with Seed, so...
Right. Oh, you fool. You're actually trying to attack. Oh, well, that's funny.
That's cute.
Bye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, don't fuck with Domo. I'm saving my SP for the boss who shows up afterwards, though. Really? Again? You must really hate yourself. Alright, bye!
They never learn.
Oh, yeah, she's done. Here we go. Hey, what up, Starman? Oh, have you been watching the Tales of Destiny archives?
That game has way too many things in it. Way too many to do really any of them well.
And there's the main course.
Yeah, just like I was saying earlier, it has so many features, you'll never use them.
Yeah.
You get so many weapons. Using weapons basically screws you from getting the best ones.
And you fucks off with Russ. You remember that, when Russ decided he wanted to go commando on Orphan. Didn't quite work out for him.
I remember.
Didn't quite work in his favor. So... You know what, screw it, I'm just gonna let them come to me. Okay. Samurai Legend Musashi. Oh, I like that game.
The PlayStation 1 version?
No. Samurai Legend was the PS2 game.
Ah, okay.
A.K.A. the sequel.
Brave Fencer was the PS1 version.
Yes. Alright, everyone, move in and clean house.
I've only ever seen a review of it. It looked pretty interesting, but the voice acting was awful.
Yeah, the voice acting in the PS2 game, there are like 3 good voice actors. And that's about it.
All things considered, that was 2005, you don't have any... There is... no. And besides, it was... And besides, it was... It's not like it was some small developer, it was freaking Square Enix.
Yeah.
You should know better at that point.
I might cover it one of these days.
Yeah. But yeah, from what I've heard, like the abilities in the first game are like really over the top.
Yeah, they are.
And in the second one, not quite so much, but at least you get them forever.
Yes, they're not temporary, which is nice. And also, that said, the sequel still has some of its over-the-top stuff in it. Well, the only one the only one who came from X7 was Musashi. He voiced Axel in X7. Hey, look, where are those guys? Okay.
The first one sounds silly all around.
It is.
All you can eat kingdom.
Yeah.
What was the name of the freaking princess?
I don't remember.
It was something. It was something fantastic. And hilariously enough, pretty much the only reason anybody even got that game was because there was a demo of Final Fantasy VIII with it.
Pretty much. It's like Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, pretty much.
What game did you get, Starman? Do tell.
I mean, there's like 6 games on the GameCube, so
Yeah.
you can just guess.
He got Crystal Chronicles because he was inspired by how well my friends and I did on it.
Well, isn't exactly the word, but
Inspired wouldn't be the word I would use, but...
I mean, at least towards the end, you showed off how actually pretty the game looks.
Yeah. It's a very pretty game. Especially in progressive.
Yeah.
Oh, Bloody Roar and Primal Fury. That's cool.
I never played either. What are they, like fighting games?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Crystal Chronicles is probably like the only Square game from that era to actually use anti-aliasing. Because none of their PS2, like, you couldn't do that on the PS2, period.
Man, so far I didn't even need a healer lady for this stage.
Well, I mean, there is no harm in giving them some experience.
Yeah. Oh wow, they
What?
actually lived. That's surprising. So...
What about the Raiden from MGS too?
For some reason it has Raiden, yeah. I guess levels up, yeah.
Do you get to use his sword with the right analog?
Yes, the shitty fucking sword controls come back, yeah. God.
I mean, it's no robot alchemic drive with its finesse.
Of course. Why'd I use focus? God. Whatever. It's not like there's a threat in this. In fact, if I remember right, I don't think there is a boss. I think after you kill these guys off, the stage just ends. I think.
So everybody fucks off.
Yeah.
They have some of the biscuits. Nobody can even hit you, that's
Yeah.
sad.
Not a threat.
Which Dragon Quest?
Yeah, that's a good question. Which one?
There's quite a selection of them.
Scream Raven Reach. Oh, hey.
Kinda.
It's not worth it though.
I think you're gonna do better just by moving him and using it next turn, if at all.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 8.
The one everybody's overhyped about.
It's the one that was made by Level 5, right?
I think so. It's the PS2
Yeah, the
one.
one on... Yeah, the one on the PS2. I got it in a second-hand store around here, mostly because it was just stupidly cheap. It's just like to the point where don't they kind of know what it is? It was like almost as cheap as some of the FIFA games.
Yeah.
But I guess the reason was because the disc was kind of scratched. But it played alright, so...
Oh, they all lined up so nicely for me.
So nice. Rose Screamer.
Oh, no, I was wrong. There's Sheila and Jonathan. Alright.
Oh, sweet. The pocket fetish.
Yep. And use back.
Dragon Quest VIII is one of the very rare examples of games on the PS2 that actually had progressive scan in them. And also supported widescreen.
One of the other ones being freaking Ghost in the Shell by Kavia.
The fucking Kavia. Oh, the remake of Wild Arms.
Yeah.
Let's play the original.
Yeah, the original.
It's better.
It is better. Like, no joke.
I mean, it's kind of like, let's say it like that. If you're gonna play Wild Arms 1, play the PlayStation version. You can't really go. The remake isn't bad, but there isn't anything that the remake it does particularly better outside of the graphics.
Yeah.
And also the Alter Code F, from what I've heard, is like ridiculously easy.
It is.
Like they didn't rebalance it around the idea of you having more than just stats.
Indeed.
I don't actually know how expensive that game is around here. Actually, I'm kind of curious now.
Wild Arms 4 was pretty, interesting, let's say. With its battle system being, you know, nowhere near what it could have been.
Like, kind of missing the one point that made it, that actually made it much better.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Ah, well, this is a Japanese version.
Oh, they're up there. Well then. Put you two over here. George, you right there. And Saisaichi right there. And the ship in apparently
Okay,
the
I can't.
Eh?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I can't find the European version anywhere. Yeah, that happens. Especially, I'm not actually quite certain who released it, but hearing about the whole crashing thing, I'm betting like $10 that it was Ghostlight.
As usual.
They are the worst. And they're still not out of business, which makes me sad. No, actually, 4 was 505 Game Street. They did actually bring some good things. I am particularly... Oh, version 2. It is also known to crash in certain places when played in 50 Hz mode.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah. All copies have another issue triggering a specific... freeze the game.
Sounds usual.
Disable battle movies in the game option. Jesus Christ.
What? Huh. Argo's almost out of energy. I'll refuel him next turn.
It has like pretty much every reason why I don't even bother with PAL versions of PS2 games anymore.
I see.
Like all of them.
Goodness.
It's even worse than freaking Shadow Hearts 3 PAL version.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ, and that's like, if you don't know, the European version of Shadow Hearts 3 has like a ton of issues when it comes to crashing if you're running it in 50 Hz mode. You're just like going into battles, going into menus, just about anything can freeze the game.
Sheesh.
If you're playing it in the European mode, if you play it in the NTSC mode, the American mode, you still get the infamous Nathan glitch, which essentially makes one of the characters completely worthless.
Fun.
What essentially happens, if he happens to do 1 damage with his attacks, the game freezes.
Oh.
Which, the way the game is made, it's not entirely impossible that will happen. Because an enemy may, for example, guard, or he has a lot of attacks which are like do 30 hits, but each of them is going to be super weak. So, particularly for certain types of challenges, he's absolutely worthless, where he would be absolutely invaluable. Because he does have like the highest hit count of everybody in the game.
Fun.
So yeah, thank you, Ghostlight. That's a question, like, particularly considering how usually it takes them. No, actually, surprisingly, this one, Wild Arms 4 only took them half a year to do nothing with it.
Yeah.
Normally, it takes them like 2 years to bring over a game with no additional features. Unless you consider bugs and glitches features.
Right.
Thankfully, we're over those years.
Possibly.
Now everything is, well... Okay, like, we're kind of over those years, but at the same time, there is another problem with... there is another problem, as in, people just don't test games anymore and just fix everything in post.
Time to kill Sheila.
This is weird. Let me see. This explains everything. The remake of the first Wild Arms was never even released in Europe. That's why I couldn't find it. Whatever. We still got the better version.
Yes. Alright. Time to take out Jonathan.
Well, when it comes to that, I would say the story in Shadow Hearts 2 was completely finished, and there was really no point of continuing the story of Yuri because, well, he's dead. No matter how you look at the story, either dead or not involved in it. So, Shadow Hearts 3 is pretty much like its own entire thing, kind of like Shadow Hearts 1 is to Kodelka, which is the prequel to that franchise that nobody knows it exists.
Like that one thread I told you about when I was looking for the music.
Yes.
If you don't know Starman, basically I was like, I want to listen to the soundtrack to see how I like them, so I looked up Shadow Hearts soundtrack collection or whatever, right? Someone uploaded all of them into one thing, and then someone else posted, hey, this is really cool and all, but what about Kodelka? I mean, technically it's part of the series, so shouldn't it be included in this? Literally everyone replied with, what the fuck is Kodelka?
Yeah, exactly. And, like, if you're... that's a thing that kind of pisses me off in every single argument on the third game is so much different from the original mainstream series. It doesn't take everything so seriously anymore, and it's not it's not as horror-y. Like if you're going to go by that, then the first Shadow Hearts is an absolute disgrace to Kodelka. If you're going to go by those standards.
Pretty much.
And if you're going to, because Kodelka is one of the most dead serious games you will ever find on the PS1.
Pretty much.
And it does it so with such a grace when it comes to the execution. Like both the cutscenes are really amazingly done with the, with motion capture. Like the people don't look stilted, and also the voice acting is like it almost feels like a redub that someone did like a year ago, but it's a PS1 game.
Right. Came out the same year as Resident Evil.
Well, it came out the same year as Resident Evil 3.
Yeah. And there we go. That's all done.
And it's understandable that pretty much nobody played it, considering it was released in 1999 on the PlayStation 1, and it pretty much didn't bring at first sight, it doesn't bring anything new to the table. Like, it looks like a rather early PS1 game, and it plays like a rather early PS1 game. Especially when it comes to the load times, and I'm never gonna try to defend it, because at that point, yeah. I guess there must have been reasons why those people didn't work for Square anymore. Yeah, jokes aside, it's mostly because they couldn't decide what the battle system was gonna be like, and they probably had to put something together in the last 2 weeks.
Unload everything, every spell, and then reload it.
That was like... And you could see how badly optimized it was, because, like, at the very beginning you don't notice it, but when you get 3 characters in your party, it's freaking over.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to some of the more detailed bosses. Like, you remember that fly with fetuses for eyes?
Yeah.
You can never forget that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Ugh. Hey, look, Seed.
Yeah, nobody cares. Also, another thing about them not continuing this story from Shadow Hearts 2 is mostly the fact that the original director of the Shadow Hearts 1 and 2 didn't work on them anymore. Like, he left the company. So I would only assume that that was kind of their way of respecting his work, that they didn't really do much with it anymore, what he established. Which is also exactly what happened when after Kadelka, the Hikora, who basically did everything.
Yeah.
Like, when you look it up, it's like he did music, planning, artistic design, directing, pretty much everything there was to be done except for the battle system.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he left after the fiasco. So it also explains why they didn't continue the franchise as Kudelka, which, yeah, again, in my opinion, Shadow Hearts 3 should have just been called something different.
I'm glad this scene establishes that brain powered is better than Seed.
Good.
Yes. Delicious. The only ones without a favorite, Seed. Good times. And this is where we get thrown into the Vital Net. Yep.
That was a really trippy episode.
Yeah. The whole show's kinda trippy, in a way.
And here's Forehead, my day is complete.
You just like Sarah so much.
She's the best because of her forehead.
Yep. If you ever watch Dan Cougar, you're gonna think she's the main character.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's exactly like how Cecilia is the main protagonist of Wild Arms 1.
Oh yeah, and Natalia is the protagonist of Tales of the Abyss.
Yeah, too bad that she's not very good gameplay-wise.
Yeah.
So much so that they don't really want you to use her in your party.
Pretty much.
So much so that she can be gotten rid of with a glitch.
Mm-hmm.
Unintentionally triggered glitch.